What's up, guys? It is March 18th, day 3 of this so-called stay-in order. And as you can see, I'm not staying in, right? Honestly, though, after yesterday's experience with all those maniacs out and about, I did decide I was going to stay in all day, but I did have a very important meeting I had to attend, and now I'm heading back home. I made it very quick. It was important, and it was scheduled, and it was a necessity. So an essential. That's the word they use. Essential. So I'm heading back home, but first I got to stop by a store, not for toilet paper, but I just need things that I enjoy that I can survive on, just in case they really do throw down this kind of mandatory lockdown, which I don't know how they're going to enforce, because I go by all kinds of cops right now, and they're not telling people to go home or anything. They're not questioning people's motives for walking around. People are just doing whatever they want to do right now, so it's just, I guess, it's more of an advisory. But I'm going to head by a store, and I need some bread. I thought I had bread, but in the freezer, but no. So hopefully that's not one of the items everybody's going after. What's up, buddy? What's up? He's probably wondering why I'm walking around during a pandemic. But anyhow, yeah, I'm going to get some bread. I'm going to get a big jug of peanut butter and a big jug of raspberry preserve. That's my flavor any time of the day. And a gallon of milk, when I come to think about it. So yeah, I do have to pick up a couple of extra more things. And then I am going home. I'm going to lock down, at least for today. And I'm going to go ahead and probably work on my bike. I haven't worked on my bike in so long, and I want to get that going again. And there's many projects I should tackle. I've been so busy, but now working from home, even that kind of is time consuming. But I'm putting aside today, especially to catch up on some projects that I really wanted to catch up on. And what better time to do it but right now, right? So, all right, this is day 3, and Trump did talk this morning, and he really didn't tell me anything new, but I'm pretty sure him and Pence and the rest of the gang over there in DC are just keeping the public, informed of what's going on. So that's pretty cool. It's always good to be properly informed. I recommend don't even get your information from any of the news sources. Every time around 8 and 9 in the morning, at least Pacific Standard Time, Trump is speaking with all his buddies, his task force. That's what I meant to say. Okay, now I think I'll just kind of enjoy the rest of the morning here before I head home and lock down. Yesterday was just an absolute nightmare. People just didn't get it then, and probably still don't get it now. I don't know if you can tell, but over there you probably can't even see. It's amazing. I would love to take video of this and show everybody how stupid people are, but I know this stupid phone can't pick up that far away. But let me see if I can zoom in. I'm going to try this. I don't know. You can zoom in on the selfie mode. Cheap phone. But they're just people passing each other, walking around, and as if there's nothing to fear. If they can't see it, it doesn't exist. Some may say that's the same way with God. I don't know, but this ain't God. This is a virus. God's not a virus. God's in your heart. You know what I mean? The virus gets into your lungs, and that's the difference. I'm just rambling, right? All right, onward. Here we go. So I'm heading home now, and as I'm leaving, just in the amount of time I've been here I hung out for about an hour, working on my podcast. So check it out, podcast. Anyhow, yeah, a lot of people came in just 1 hour, just a wave of people. and it's just absolutely amazing. People are just walking by each other. They're not even paying attention. I mean, it's just amazing, you know. I mean, and you know, I know a lot of people are going to say, oh, you know, here comes the race card and all this bullshit. But you see, here at this lake, it's predominantly in the morning elderly Asian people, because they have a senior center over across on the other side of the lake, and so people will, uh, you know, in the morning they go for their morning walk. I mean, just the way it is, right? No big deal. But now with this pandemic uh, and the shutdown, a lot of, or the stay in place order, a lot of people were and the families are coming out here, and now we're just not only the Asian people, which are really in bad, you know, they shouldn't be out in the public in the first place. But besides them, there's regular people that usually will be at work or whatever, or doing whatever they do at this time. They're here with their families. They're passing each other up. It's just, I mean, this is day 3 of the order, right? I thought you may, I don't know. I guess maybe people stop watching news, probably thinking it's just too damn fake. Even local news is pretty bad. You know what I mean? Maybe that's the reason. You can't really tell a video, because I did move. I was actually way over there, and people were coming from this parking lot, and they were just kind of, you know, peeling off the beaten path, and I just kind of said, oh, okay. You know, one guy, it was pretty, now this was very interesting, I have to be honest with you. There was this one gentleman, he seemed like he had possibly, you know, had a stroke or something, or an ailment or something like that. And the table I was sitting at, just to, you know, rest, I had stopped at. There's just one table there, but he had come from the parking lot, limping towards me. And so he just kept coming straight. Now mind you, if you look around, this is a fairly big park, and I was just right there. But I was thinking as he was coming towards me, maybe he'd just kind of veer off, and no, he was coming right towards me. He was coming right towards my table. Just imagine this table right here. He got to about this point, and he wasn't going this way, or he wasn't going that way. No, he was going that way. You know what I mean? And I'm sitting at my table. I'm like, hey, I say, hey, whoa, what are you doing, bro? You know what I mean? I say, you gotta go around, you know, go around. You know, he just like looked at me like, you know, he looked out of sorts. And I'm starting to think that people are not being informed correctly, especially around here. You know, I have to be honest, there is just on the other side of the lake in this direction is a very, very high, predominantly Asian community. And a lot of them are elderly, and they come here all the time. I see them all the time. But, you know, I'm thinking now, this is just an assumption, you know, it's not good to assume, I get it. But, you know, I think a lot of these people are just getting a lot of their information, you know, especially the old time, you know, Chinese community, of maybe, you know, from China. You know, a lot of their programming on television, you know, over the air television, is from the country of origin. Whether you're Vietnamese, Japanese, Chinese, I think it's called NHK or something like that. Or that might be Korean. I could be wrong. Yeah, probably is. I get them all confused. Sorry. And don't say I'm throwing some racist term there. But yeah, and so, you know, maybe they're getting, you know, and let's be honest, the Chinese government is not going to be honest with us. They definitely are not going to be honest with America, especially now that, you know, Trump has put the squeeze on them with the tariffs. And now they're shooting their mouths off, saying you know, indicating or hinting around that they might have some kind of vaccine, and they're making some sort of empty threats about not releasing medication, because when you think about it, they say, I mean, it's a crazy percentage, like 90% of our medication comes from China. So that's kind of a trip too. So maybe these, you know, that's Chinese government. Bad news, right? So maybe these people just aren't getting informed. And I don't know, but it's pretty dangerous. But I did move to a spot, thankfully, as you can see. It is coronavirus free for the most part, as far as I'm concerned. But I don't know. Maybe I don't know. I'm kind of thinking, man, maybe I don't want to go home. You know, I got a neighbor that's kind of, you know what I mean. Everybody's got a neighbor like that, right? We're not all perfect in life, right? So I don't know. Maybe I will hang out, and as long as I just kind of stay my distance, you know, kind of enjoy the day. It is a beautiful day. There goes a red-tailed hawk. I don't know if the camera will pick it up. And he just flew up there. Let me see if I can do that without. Sorry about that. Oh, you can't see him. All right, never mind. All right. So I made it home. Finally. It's crazy out there, man. I'm telling you. What the hell was that? Oops. I don't know. Yeah, I really don't even know why my face comes out red. That has something to do with the lighting here. I don't know. It's not that dark. Anyhow, I thought I'd just stay home and watch 60 Days In. I think that's pretty funny. It's an interesting show. I don't know why the hell you want to lock yourself up for 60 days just because it's thrilling to see it on TV. If you ever been to a county jail, it's not a fun place. I'm pretty sure of that. I think everybody would agree, right? So I'm going to watch these idiots go to jail on purpose. 60 Days In, huh? All right. Sorry about that. Hungry as hell. I did receive a message on my cell phone about the coronavirus. I guess they're now like an Amber Alert. They're putting it out on your cell phones. So there is an emergency alert. It's that severe out there. And probably rightfully so. But now I'm glad I came home because when you think about it, I'm thinking about those people just walking around aimlessly at the park. That's just insane. Hopefully they got the same message I got on their cell phones and probably would, think twice about being out there. I think it's probably safe just to minimize them because everybody's out there now. Nobody's at work. Everybody's at the park. Every day is like a holiday out there. And that's how people are actually kind of dealing with it. It's crazy. Fuck that. I know what's out there, and I know what I can get out there, and I'm not going to have no part of that. So I think I'm going to... I was thinking about taking the parts. If you see, I don't know if you guys ever seen this bike. Take the parts off there, put it on my old bike that's been everywhere, and try to resurrect that. I think I'll do that as a project. Check it out. When was the last time you seen tube TVs? So, yeah, clean up this place. It's a little cluttered. You can use a little bit of, some spring cleaning. And, try to make the most of it. I had a PS3. It's junk. It failed on me. At this point in time, I do not have money for a brand new PS4. That's not for weeks later. And by then, it'd probably be useless to have one anyway. I really don't play video games that much, except on my phone. I go crazy on my phone. I've been playing that new Medal of Honor, I think it's called. Shooting game. You know what I'm talking about. Been playing that. That's pretty cool. Look for me out there. Raider Dan. Look for it. I'm out there shooting you guys, so there you go. Yeah, I'm just going to get creative and do the most of it. And, let me show you real quick. Put my sandwich on my bed. This is what I was talking about as far as food wise. Let's start off. Here's 1 pound of ground beef. And all right. Boom. You can't go wrong. And of course, an additional 4 pounds individually wrapped and ready for a dethon in case of any type of zombie apocalypse. And I got some pork loin, some chicken back there, some buns. Yeah.
absolutely bored out of my mind. This is, I don't know. I'm just an outdoors person, man. I don't live in a big place. I live in a pretty small place, so watched a couple movies, made some food. That's my view. Let me show you. Oops. There's my view. See? If I was to stay steady on this whole shut-in thing, I'm an outdoors person. Look at this. Look at these fools. Look at that. What the hell's going on? This is what I'm talking about. This stupid focus. There it goes. That's not too bad. They look about 6 foot apart, but that's exactly what I'm talking about. Those people are going to get sick. But see, this is the idiot who catches it and then he walks around. He walks around and then he gives it to somebody else who gives it to maybe an old lady or something who's passing by. They don't get it. See, they're right about the millennials, man. They are just way out of touch with reality. Oh, man.
Well, there you go, guys. A very strange side around here. They pretty much shut it down. The basketball courts and also the dog park that extends way beyond the basketball courts. They just shut it down. Everything is shut down. Guys, it is really no joke here. They went to the point not only closing the facilities, but they just pretty much covered up and taped up the drinking fountains. Wow. That is really a first. All right, guys. It has been actually quite an interesting day. I had came out to pick up some things from the grocery store, my PB&J. I got to have my peanut butter and jelly, and I spent like $22 on like 2 big creamy things of peanut butter, 4 half gallons, because that's all I could get of some 2% milk. And what else did I get? That's something else. I couldn't find any bread. There was only one bread, and it was flaxseed bread. It was the only loaf on the shelf. Nobody wanted it. It was like the lonely loaf of bread was flaxseed. I passed on it. I'll just pick that up in the morning. So I'm just going to call it the night. And but I want to thank those workers that are in there every day, keeping those doors open for people like me and probably you when you want to get your essential food, right? When you need it. So thank you. And thank you to the mail people and everybody that stays open and still is working through this. They're putting themselves at risk, and their families when you really think about it. So let's keep that in mind. I'm done for the day. Thank you for watching my blog. I'll be back. If anything jumps off tomorrow, I'll check it in tomorrow. Peace.